The Galactic Council chamber hummed with the conversations of 1,000 species. Representatives from every corner of the known universe had gathered for the most important summit in recorded history. The Karathi Empire, with their crystalline exoskeletons gleaming under the ethereal lights, had just declared their intention to annex Earth. Leo stood among the human delegation, his heart pounding as Admiral Chen argued desperately for their species' independence. Humanity had only discovered faster than light travel 5 years ago. They were infants compared to civilizations that had roamed the stars for millennia. The humans are primitives. The Karathi ambassador's voice resonated through the chamber. They have no protector species, no alliance strong enough to defend them. By galactic law, they are eligible for acquisition. Leo's fists clenched. The word acquisition was just a polite term for enslavement. Around him, his fellow humans shifted nervously. They were scientists, diplomats, explorers, not warriors. And against the Karathi's plasma weaponry and fleet of 10,000 warships, Earth's modest space force would last minutes at best. Then the temperature in the room dropped 20 degrees. Every conversation ceased. Every head, or whatever passed for a head among the various species, turned toward the main entrance. The massive doors carved from the heart of a neutron star swung open silently. She walked in alone. No, Leo realized. She didn't walk. She moved through space as if reality itself bent to accommodate her presence. Her form was humanoid but impossible to fully comprehend. Edges that seemed to exist in more dimensions than 3, eyes that held the depth of black holes, skin that shifted between states of matter. The Voidwalker. Leo had heard whispers. Every species had legends of them, beings so ancient and powerful that they existed before the first stars ignited. Most believed they were myths. The few who claimed to have encountered one were dismissed as insane. The Karathi ambassador's crystalline form trembled, creating a sound like breaking glass. Impossible, it whispered. The Voidwalker surveyed the chamber with those impossible eyes. Then her gaze fell on the human delegation. On Leo. She raised one hand, a gesture so simple yet it made reality ripple around her fingers. She pointed directly at him. That one belongs to me. The words didn't travel through air. They simply existed, carved into the consciousness of every being present. The entire galaxy, every monitoring station, every ship, every colony watching the broadcast fell silent. Leo felt his knees weaken. Why him? He was nobody special. A xenobiologist who had volunteered for the delegation because he spoke 7 Earth languages and had a knack for understanding alien psychology. Not exactly qualifications for being claimed by a cosmic entity. The Karathi ambassador found its voice first, though it came out as barely a whisper. You cannot interfere. The laws of the Galactic Council. The Voidwalker's attention shifted to the Karathi, just her gaze, nothing more. The ambassador's crystalline form began to crack. Thin lines spread across its surface like a frozen lake under spring sun. It fell to its knees, or what served as knees, and a sound emerged from it that needed no translation. Pure terror. The laws of your council are younger than my dreams, the Voidwalker said. This species, these humans, are under my protection. Not because of their technology, not because of their military might, because one of them is mine. She moved toward Leo. Each step covered impossible distances yet took forever. The crowd parted like water, some species literally phasing out of dimensional space rather than risk proximity to her. When she stood before him, Leo saw something in those abyssal eyes that made his fear transform into wonder. Recognition, but not of him, of something within him. You don't remember, she said, and for the first time, her voice carried something almost like fondness. Your kind never does with those beautiful brief lives of yours. But we've done this dance before, you and I. Different faces, different names, but always the same spark. She touched his forehead with one finger. The universe exploded behind Leo's eyes. He saw Earth not as it was, but as it had been. Countless iterations, countless cycles. He saw himself, not himself, but the same soul in different forms, standing beside her as civilizations rose and fell. A guardian, a companion, my friend, she finished his thought. Reborn again and again because you chose to be mortal, to experience the beauty of discovery, of growth, of fleeting moments. I promise to watch over you and through you, your species. The vision faded, but the knowledge remained. Leo gasped, tears streaming down his face. Around them, the chamber remained frozen in silence. The Voidwalker turned back to address the assembly. Earth and all human colonies are under my protection. Any aggression toward them will be met with the kind of response that turns thriving systems into cautionary tales told in whispers. She paused, letting the weight of her words settle into every consciousness present. Have I made myself clear? The Kyrathi ambassador, its form now webbed with countless cracks, managed a trembling nod. Others followed suit, a wave of acknowledgement spreading through the chamber. Good. She looked back at Leo and smiled, an expression that shouldn't have been possible with her ever-shifting features, yet somehow was. Until next time, old friend, enjoy this life. Make it count. Then she was gone. Not departed, simply gone as if she had never been there at all. Only the crystalline web of cracks in the Kyrathi ambassador, and the tears on Leo's face proved it hadn't been a collective hallucination. The silence stretched for heartbeats that felt like. Then Admiral Chen cleared her throat. I believe the motion to annex Earth has been withdrawn? The Kyrathi ambassador fled the chamber without a word. Others followed, eager to update their governments about humanity's unexpected patron. Leo stood rooted in place as his colleagues erupted in celebration around him. He touched his forehead where she had touched him, still feeling echoes of countless lives, countless friendships with a being older than stars. He had volunteered for this mission thinking he was nobody special. Now he knew the truth. He was nobody special. Just a soul who had once befriended the impossible, choosing mortality over eternity, knowing she would always watch over him and his kind. As the human delegation prepared to return to Earth with news of their species' salvation, Leo smiled. He had a life to live, discoveries to make, moments to cherish. After all, he had promised an old friend he would make it count.